Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Montolio here, and I'm joined by my buddy Cronin, and we are looking at a classic quarter qualifier round or number three match here between GainsBanding on Affinity and Baldeagle with his Energy RIP Helm deck. And yeah, this should prove to be a pretty interesting match, eh, Josh?
Yeah, I think this is one of the decks he tested against quite a bit to put his deck together. I'm talking about Bald Eagle at the moment.
Yeah. I think the purpose of this deck is, try and get down an RIP and an energy field, and basically, once that combo is down, no damage can be dealt. And I don't believe Affinity has any way of breaking that combo, other than the fact if an RIP goes down first and then the energy field, there's nothing you can do about it. If the energy field goes down first before the RIP, I think there's some outs like Wasteland.
Wastelands and stuff like that.
That would probably be his only out to that, which is at least five in Affinity. I know they run the full Wasteland package, so Affinity actually has had a pretty slow start here. He's got down a Ravager and a Memnite, and Bald Eagle also had a good start there, getting a Sol Ring out. Lucky he didn't hit a Revoker there.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah, well, that's very true. So all of a sudden, this is looking like a blowout now, having seen the Steel Overseer and a Pastmite, or a Signal Pest come down.
Well, a Tundra. There's a Tundra.
Yeah, so he could combo right there. He could actually play the RIP in the energy field.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but
He did gush. He can still do it. Oh, there's the energy field. Oh, but he used both his colored mana to do that, so...
I was going to say, if he doesn't have another play and he just has to discard, that's not very good.
Yeah, well, neither is that engineered explosives right now is terrible, because it just kills his energy field. Right? The engineered explosive goes to his graveyard, and it milks his energy field.
Yep.
Now, having said that, he's under no pressure to do anything right now because, of course, he's not going to receive any damage from any of these guys.
So he could have. Which would you rather have? Engineered explosives on 1 or 0? I would think 1 is much better. He could have tapped his Sol Ring.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to use the engineered explosives here, right?
Right.
Now, the problem with 1 is it actually kills the Sol Ring, but it protects him from things like the Skull Clamp and the Pestermite.
Yep.
Who's kidding who? There's no good place to put it because GainsBanding's got 0, 1, and 2 casting cost spells on the table. I mean, 2 would be the most ideal here, I would think, but he couldn't have energy bursted or sunbursted for 2. And now we got a Revoker down, and he's putting it on Helm of Obedience, which is interesting to me because if he had taken the Sol Ring there, that seems way more potent, doesn't it to you? Well, we only have 1 mana right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously digging, trying to find himself a Wasteland or a Strip Mine right now.
And Bald Eagle can only make land drops, basically.
Yeah, which does work in Bald Eagle's favor in the long game here. GainsBanding can't pull, one of those 5 cards out of the next 51 sometime soon. Whether that Sol Ring was locked down or not, it won't matter.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh.
That's not one we see very often.
Yeah, GainsBanding actually has it. It's not a traditional build. Firstly, I know he runs cards.
Now, why would he target energy field right there rather than something else?
Yeah, that could have been a really good 2-for-1 for him. But
not that it matters. I mean, he's taking 1 million damage here, but
would say this one is pretty much over. But yeah, couple places I'm wondering about there that I find questionable is obviously the Spinovish not targeting the energy field was unnecessary, as well as the Revoker coming down and naming Helm. I'm not sure about that. But regardless. And that's the GG, folks. 1-0 for GainsBanding. Goes to show, you know, two card combos. If you don't get the combo pieces, they're nothing flashy.
True enough. All right, on to game 2 here. So energy fluxes now for Baldeagle.
Yep. And I don't think GainsBanding really has anything he's going to bring in this match.
So Baldeagle opens on a wasteland.
That's hardly an impressive opener, would you?
Yeah, that's not what he wants. Colorless mana.
Mox Opal. And Ancient Tomb into Skull Clamp. And I suspect we'll see a Mem Knight here. Nothing. Okay. That was even less impressive than Baldeagle's opener.
Well, GainsBanding mulled to 5, so...
Okay, that would explain it. So we got IP on the table now from Baldeagle, which is a really good card. Okay, that's looking better now.
I mean, it's not going to take much to make this pretty degenerate here in a hurry.
Still got 2 cards in hand, so it must be Lodestone Golem or something. Uh-oh. Robots never like to see that card. Energy Flux.
So he does get to draw some cards here.
Well, unless he decides
if he
to
lets
pay.
it go, which I don't know why you wouldn't let that one go.
Oh, I totally agree. And the reality is, well, I guess he can actually pay for both the Skull Clamp and the Frogmite. He loses Mox Opal though, which I think is okay. Interesting, Sarah. I mean, do you let all of them go? I mean, see any benefit of really keeping it if you can't cast anything to get it going with. I guess cast Mem Knights, you don't need mana for that. So he is paying for something. Or both. Interesting. Okay. So I guess he is going to keep the Frogmite and the Skull Clamp, would be my guess. So he does indeed keep the Frogmite, the Skull Clamp, and he's pounding in for 3. This is going on the beat down here.
He'll be able to do the same thing next turn. Well, not really. I mean, Strip Mine Wasteland right here is gonna lose everything anyways.
Yeah. It'd probably be, well, yeah, he's gonna lose everything now. Yeah. He's gonna get a couple cards out of it though, which is pretty good. I mean, you know, Energy Field's just a beating. Like even a Workshop here is about as terrible as a card as you can possibly have because you can't pay any upkeep on anything.
Yeah.
Did he not get to draw cards there, Josh?
I guess not, because they were exiled.
Oh, okay. I've never even thought of that interaction before. That's very true. RMP shuts down
Or is it
Skull.
Or is it because he stacked it wrong and the Skull Clamp died before the Mem Knight? Or I mean before the Frogmite?
No, it wouldn't have been that way because the Skull Clamp was the last artifact on the table. So that meant the Frogmite went before it.
Yeah.
So interesting, interactive. I've never thought of that before, but it makes sense, right? When creature goes to graveyard.
Yeah, I haven't. Hasn't ever come up for me.
Neither of us play Skull Clan because we're not affinity players, but
And I haven't played. I don't usually board into Dredge Hate against Affinity, so.
yeah. So here we have it, folks. That's game. It's going to be Helm of Obedience, RIP combo. Good game, hasta la vista.
Good draw.
So we are now sitting at 1-1.
Alright, on to the penultimate game.
Well, I mean, I just have to give a distinct edge to Baldeagle on this, Josh.
Well, he tests against the Wolf a lot with Affinity, and as we know, the Wolf's one of the best Affinity players out there, so.
Yeah. Question is, does that make Baldeagle a good defender against Affinity?
It should.
Because I play you all the time and I beat you up all the time, and I don't think you're any better of a player for
Yeah, I know.
it. I'm just joking, folks. So we are taking a long pause here. Obviously, somebody is thinking long and hard about whether they want to keep the 7. And GainsBanding is mulligan to 6 here, which does not bode well for him. And Baldeagle keeps a full hand. Okay. Most powerful play you could start with is a turn 1 workshop. Mental misstep on a signal pest and Arcbound Ravager.
Immediate strip mine.
Yeah, that's a pretty good follow-up because GainsBanding had a little bit of a slow start for Affinity. So beating down with a 1-1 Ravager is never efficient, but better than nothing.
So I don't know about you, but in playing several tournaments with the Back to Basics deck, I would have had a hard time using the strip mine on a workshop there because that was a deck I played a lot of energy fluxes in.
Yeah.
And I usually tended to take mana that could pay for energy flux. But it's hard not to get that powerful land off the table.
Yeah. You just have no choice against a workshop deck but to do it if you have the opportunity, because quite often, they cheat on lands or something. They have a workshop only hand, particularly against like a mud build where, you workshop, you play a sphere, you bury them under their own spheres. So this is pretty much good game as far as I'm concerned here. Baldeagle's got down an energy field. He's also got down an energy flux. GainsBanding is dirtling around with a Mishra Factory and a Tolarian Academy, which are doing absolutely nothing for him. What do you think there, Josh?
Yeah, it's not looking good for GainsBanding at all.
No.
Now he can play something and pay for it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I mean, a rest in peace off the top is instant wins, so.
Yep.
It's kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, it is actually. Now, what he could do here is if he got a Ravager in play,
Yeah.
a bunch of tokens and pop his Ravager and put it on top of this Mishra's Factory, that would be efficient. Okay, so he's going to get the Helm here. And actually, maybe he's just going to put Skull Clamp on the Revoker. That's probably a smarter play.
Well, he'll probably do it to the mirror.
Of course, yeah. So, that's a pretty good little engine he's going if he can keep it around. 3, 4. He can pay 4, so he can keep 2 things.
So he'll probably keep Skull Clamp and Revoker, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's going to work this one. Creatures are essentially useless right now. He's got to be able to find a way to get rid of that energy field. And time is definitely on Baldeagle's side. Between that energy flux and... So it's the time of trial. What is Mr. GainsBanding going to keep here, and what's he going to let go? He did let go of the chamber. Oh. Workshop is not a good card.
No.
You want lands that are able to...
Unless you draw a Spine of Ishsaw.
No, Spine-ish, that would be pretty good.
Blow up the energy flux and get the energy field with that.
What a blowout that would be, eh? Spine-ish is a card we used to see in Classic way back in the day, particularly in World's Goblin Welder. Where you keep throwing it via the Goblin Welder. It's a pretty powerful interaction.
Yeah, except it can't really be recurred like that. Which is why I ended up cutting it from the Revoker build, or from my Welder build.
Well, what do you mean? You sacrifice another artifact and it brings the Spine of Ishna back into play.
Yeah, but it returns to your hand when it goes to the graveyard, I think.
Oh, you'd have to stack it. Yeah, you'd have to stack it correctly. Actually, you'd have to have 2 Goblin Welders to do that.
Right.
Right? One to sack it.
Yep. Otherwise, you just have to have enough artifacts into your graveyard to be able to keep bringing it back and casting it as well.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, it would be pretty nice to have one of those right about now for GainsBanding.
For sure.
So he's trying to beat down here, and he cannot beat down. So he is paying his taxes here of the energy field.
Just not really getting anywhere with these creatures.
Wow. He's got one goal in mind, and that's trying to get something out there to kill that energy field. Oh, there it is.
That'll do it.
Fine. That's pretty sweet.
It's a precious land for him, too.
It is, but you have to get rid of that thing before RIP comes in. He's just...
Well, I mean, he's just dead to the... Oh, yeah, you're right. He's got the Revoker on there, so he's not dead to a Helm activation.
Yeah. And, you know, looking at this board now, Baldeagle only actually has 2 lands.
Yep.
Because he's for Helm of Obedience off his own energy field, which doesn't seem very good to me at the moment, but I guess if he gets himself an RIP, it could be good, even though it's under a Revoker. Yeah, this is a really interesting chess match right now. I would have just thought GainsBanding would have been dead 3 or 4 turns ago under that energy field, but he's been able to fight through it.
Well, just nothing more has really happened.
Or the energy flux, excuse me, not the energy field. Oh, Force of Will. That's a good Force of Will for Baldeagle. Don't want to be facing a lodestone. Does he just name Helm here again?
Probably. Are there Jaces?
I believe Baldeagle does run Jays. Don't quote me, but I believe he does. I will look that up pretty quickly here.
Maybe.
I don't see it. Yeah, 2 of them. He's got 2. Okay, so Baldeagle actually just got down an energy or an engineered explosive.
He had to let his helm go to do it, though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he didn't have to. He could have kept the helm and played the engineered explosives.
What did he set it at, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Helm is useless, though, with Revoker on it.
Well, he's going to blow up 2 Revokers.
Well, just let them go. So is he going to cast 2 workshops? Gosh.
I think he's got to wait till he has a Spine of Ishsa or something like that. Or if he draws a Cradle so he can pay for things more easily.
Sounds about right.
Otherwise, he's just on the factory beatdown plan. Ooh.
That is a nice one to see. Holy catfish. This could be over here. Next turn. And can he pay? That's the question. 1, 2, yeah. No, you can't kill him next turn. Right? I hit him for 4.
Yeah, you can only hit for 7.
Josh, GainsBanding might pull this one out here.
It's looking decent for him. I mean, there's another energy field on the table now, so...
Okay. I didn't even see that go down.
Question is, has he been sandbagging a wasteland to prepare for it?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Get out there to try and further himself. Okay. Oh!
Must have drawn that one.
That is huge. Wow. Josh, this could be over here. I mean, Baldeagle's only got 2 cards in his hand, and he's got open mana, meaning he doesn't have anything he can play. Maybe he's got a counterspell, maybe, which is not going to do him much.
Well, he's dead next turn.
Wow. Very impressive. He just didn't get an RIP this game. I mean, or at least he hasn't yet, but oh, there you have it, folks. We see a good game. Well done, GainsBanding, and best of luck next round, guys.
Nice.